Well, good morning. Happy 4th of July to those who are in the United States. It's Independence Day. If you're not in the United States, today, United States is celebrating their independence, July 4th. And I thank God for independence. We have the freedom to be able to celebrate it and thank God for those who gave their lives for the nation. And so today I want to praise you for having given your life for this nation, those who gave their lives for the nation. We can live in freedom and express ourselves freely in freedom and be able to speak freely in freedom because somebody paid for this freedom that we have today. So I pray for the families that had their loved one who gave themselves for us. I'm forever grateful for their lives because it is because of their lives that today we can live. And therefore today I'd like to encourage you from Exodus chapter number 12. Exodus chapter number 12 and verses 12 through verses 14. This is a story about the children of Israel being in Egypt, and then they cried out to the Lord because of the oppression they were going through. And when God heard their cry, he sent Moses to go and deliver them from Egypt. And after so many plagues that had taken place and Pharaoh being hard-hearted, finally Pharaoh had to let them go. But God gave Moses an instruction. And in verses 12, he begins to tell them this. Before this, he told them, apply the blood on the lintel so that when I'll be passing by, the death angel will not come to the place where he sees the blood on the doorpost. So in verses 12, he says, for I will pass through the land of Egypt on that night, and I will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague will not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. So this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. Now here you've got to understand that the blood is what is going to make a difference towards them being delivered and them not being delivered. And therefore, we've got to understand that the blood speaks better things more than what we understand because there is life in the blood. And therefore, for the children of Israel to be set free, the blood of a lamb had to be applied on the doorpost so that when the death angel is passing by, he will see the blood. And when he sees the blood, the children of Israel will be spared from having their firstborn dying. But then those who do not have the blood, their firstborns will die. And therefore, God is saying this will be a mark that you are being delivered from the Egyptian bondage. And as a result of that, you will be set free completely. You know, our freedom came as a result of people shedding their blood. And you know what? When they shed their blood, they gave their lives for us to be able to live a life of freedom. Just as like these lambs that were slaughtered and killed and their bloods were applied on the doorpost, so people's bloods were shed when they were fighting for the freedom of this land. Now we are being told that we should remember that the blood that was shed, we need to pass it from generation to generation because they had to pass it on from generation to generation when they are feasting, having the Passover feast as a reminder that this is a remembrance of what God did for us when we were delivered from the Egyptian bondage. Likewise, we should always remember that men and women shed their blood so that we can live a life of freedom. We should never forget that because there is life in the blood. Now we've got to understand that man shed his blood for us to have freedom in this nation. But remember, Jesus shed his blood so that every nation ought to be set free. And therefore we should always remember the blood of Jesus. It speaks better things than any other thing. The blood of Jesus has got authority over every power. The blood of Jesus has got authority over every force. And the blood of Jesus has got authority over every bondage. And if we believe in the blood of Jesus, every nation will be set free. Every individual will be set free. Every family will be set free. Why? Because that is God speaking his love towards us through the blood of his Son. Glory be to God. So this morning, I'd like to encourage you. Apply the blood of Jesus, whether you are in whatever nation you are. Apply the blood of Jesus over your nation, over your family, over your life. And let the blood of Jesus speak better things over your life. And be able to make sure you share it amongst all generations so that they never forget, without the blood, there is no forgiveness of sins. And if there is no forgiveness of sins, we can never stand before God boldly. So you stay blessed and have a wonderful day.